we're on. There we go. So everyone, welcome to Shooting the Shit, episode 114. 114.
Wi-Fi decided to just go, nope, sorry, no internet.
Yeah, it happens. So we have the bird. We have DS, and
but he'll come back later.
The proper Narwhal host, the one that's always here.
Yeah.
Yes. So today, I don't know, I've not got much, so we'll just sort of like fuck it, we'll do it live. I've not really got anything, so we'll bring it up as we go along, but I have got a couple of wee things, but not much.
That's what she said.
I know, she always says that, but she's always surprised with the load.
No.
There's this new thing that showed up on my YouTube thing because I had TubeBuddy, and it says brand deal evaluation. So it tells you what the estimated value of an upload by you is, and they said $14. So
that's quite good.
And a shout out is worth $5, so I should start charging people $5 for shout outs.
Do you know how much mine is?
I can't get into mine. It's being stupid.
0. Mine's is worth fuck all. Because we only have like 90 subscribers or something.
I uploaded a video on my channel, but it didn't take off.
But I'm not sure, right? But the YouTube subscribers, I don't think anyone cares about the YouTube channel. They usually use the radio rather than the YouTube.
By the way, did you guys hear this? The reason why that, you know how Milo stepped down from Breitbart, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, right before he stepped down, Breitbart employees were saying, we're going to quit if you don't fire Milo.
I heard that, but I don't believe it's true.
I do.
Anyway, this is the actually, well,
His book's still coming out though, which is hilarious.
Yeah, of course it is.
Well, not Simon & Schuster.
No, so no, I don't. It doesn't matter where it comes out at. They lost the thing with it. I hope everybody got their refund though. Like,
well, if the book's still coming out, then why would you do it?
It's not coming out through them, so they'll need to. Simon and Schuster will need to give everybody their money back, and people will have to pre-order it somewhere else, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I hope everybody gets their money back. I didn't buy the book. I probably won't ever read the book. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't think Milo's a pedo though. So.
Well. Anyway, right. So here's the thing I found. Right. So
they're not well about it. Having sex with someone when you're of age in the UK, which is 16, when he was 17, is not. You know.
No, wait, no, that's not what happened. But we'll get into that after I do the things.
Yeah,
he was 17. Dated a man.
Wait, we'll get it. We'll get it.
Birdie,
he wants to talk about it like that.
Don't make me eat you. We'll get into that in a bit. Because no. But you can see this, right? So it says Giant Bomb, Mass Effect, Andromeda, unfinished. It's their playthrough of like 22 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And it went up an hour ago. And 1,280 views, right? And then just below it, why can't I consent to sex with my brother, right? And that went up an hour ago, and it had 1,818 views. And I just seen that, and I thought that was funny as fuck, because no one cares about Mass Effect Andromeda. And V has a third of the audience Giant Bomb does. So, well, if you go and look at it now, there's a lot more views than the Giant Bomb, obviously. But at that time, and it took an hour or so before it surpassed them. It's quite funny.
I kind of want to hear V in his accent talk about that.
I did tweet that screenshot out to V, and he retweeted it and liked it, so you've seen it.
Well,
yeah, but that's
it's funny that the company reviewing Mass Effect Andromeda is called Giant Bomb too.
Well, no, they're quite famous actually. One of the guys that started it.
Giant Bomb. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's going to bomb.
You know, I thought the first time playing it though, I was like, this should be multiplayer. You know, with all the when you select your different planets you can travel to and everything.
Yeah, well, the problem is Mass Effect 3 was so fucking awful. Like the ending, the story, just everything about the third one just put everyone off. And then it's BioWare, and BioWare is no longer like BioWare anymore. So the guys that made the first and second one are not there. So, like, it's just shit. And I don't think anyone is interested in Andromeda. But we'll find out. It doesn't look like it. I mean, if you look at that, it's like, it's pretty funny. Like, because these, like, as I said, a third of the audience.
Yeah, but was the gameplay really that shitty?
No, like, no, but what happened was, like, the first one was more RPG, right? The second one was, I don't know if you played them.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I did. A lot.
Right, so you know how bad the third one was.
I collected so many I just spent so many hours like just collecting minerals on your ship and everything.
In the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second one had that as well, I think, and the third one, but I never bothered really. I just wanted to get rid of that. I just wanted to find out what the fuck Reapers were, and you don't really find out anything, and it's fucking awful. And it's like, you fucked up the whole fucking Mass Effect universe, and then you bring out this other game. It's like, what are you doing? Like, just leave the shit alone. At the end of Mass Effect 3, everything's all fucked.
Time to stop gift play. It's time to stop.
Well, they fucked it up so badly, right? That at the end of Mass Effect 3, like, the whole thing's pointless. Your whole journey from Mass Effect 1, because you used to be able to, you could bring the characters along, right? So every game you could get your character, it would do the save point thing, and it would take your character across the games, right?
Yes.
And so by the end of 3, the whole thing's pointless. That whole journey was fucking pointless because of the way they fucked up the ending.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So
everybody dies at the end.
Well, it's not just everyone. It's like the whole the whole thing's fucked. Like everyone's stuck. Like they can't go anywhere, right? So it doesn't make sense. And then they're bringing out another one. Why?
To correct their mistake, apparently.
Well, but it's awful. Have you seen it? Have you seen the animations and shit?
I haven't actually. Maybe we should play a little bit. You know, we're on YouTube now. We could play like maybe a small sample of the animation.
It's awful.
I still want to see
it. I'd have to find them. Right.
As long as the sex scene is still good, then you know.
No, they won't be. They'll be fucking awful. They'll be like that thing.
Maybe there'll be feminist sex scenes.
Yeah, pretty much. They'll be like Mass Effect. Not Mass Effect. Fuck. How would I explain it? They'll be like
your mum.
Yeah. I don't know. They'll be like Dragon Age, the last one. What was it?
Origins.
No, that's a good one.
No.
Dragon Age 3, whatever one that was. They'll be like that, and it was fucking awful. And the females are ugly as fuck.
Aren't you used to that in the UK?
No, not like this. Not
Okay,
like this.
there's a couple okay women in the UK. I'll admit that.
No, you don't understand. I'm trying to find. Okay.
The adept profile.
I don't want to know about your shitty game. I just want to.
Let's take a closer look at our weapons.
No.
Mass Spec Andromeda. There are 4 categories.
Right.
I can't see anything.
I know you can.
Okay. I didn't know if you knew.
Of course I know.
I was just like, okay.
I'm just trying to scan through this fucking 40-minute video to find like a. I don't know. There's something wrong with the females in this game. It's just weird looking. Anyway, let's see how I do this.
Apparently, Spicer did a press conference and they banned the Times and CNN and everybody from coming in.
Who did?
The White House.
Oh, cool. You can see it now, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like that. She just looks a bit ugly. And they're all like
and
that.
Myself, Lieutenant Cora Harper. To be brief, I'm a biotic, the team's operations specialist in charge of ground missions, and I spent the last 4 years serving alongside Asari commandos.
It's because her face is square.
Yeah, their faces are really fucking weird, right?
Men are usually supposed to have the more square features, and women.
Yeah, no, but the thing is,
what's weird about her too is the fact that her face is very square.
I love the music. The music is fucking epic. But look, the men are fine.
Designing the next Mass Effect game.
Like, it's so fucking weird. I'll need to find like a proper.
There's another woman, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, there's an uglier one. I'm just trying to find. Like, this video is too long. See if I can find. Like, look at her there, right? Look at it.
Okay, you gotta bring it a little bigger. Hard for me to see on the little screen, on your screen.
I know, but I'm just trying to find. Like, I would be better looking on Twitter for this, because a lot of people on Twitter have put out like what it looks like. Actually, I will. That's what I'll do.
Go to Twitter for it.
I just Twitter it and find it. Because they've done a better job than I have. Right. Okay.
Her face is very square too.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see. They
look
do
how fucking ugly that is. It doesn't look right. There's something wrong with it, and I don't know what it is. It just looks.
Well,
weird.
her face is square too, just like the other woman's. By the way, her face is pretty square.
But they're all like that.
Do you think it's a different art designer? Is that why?
Oh no.
Like because they had the other models from the other games, and now they're adding characters.
No, but look at the guy. The guy's all like prettied up and rugged, right?
Yes, but they already had Shepard's model from the previous games, right? So.
No, these aren't Shepard's mod.
She doesn't look too bad in that shot. Like she's still not very pretty, but like I don't know that shot.
Yeah, no, but like
the blue chick looks
slightly.
good.
Yeah, they have a problem with humanoid women apparently.
But there's something wrong with the I don't know what it is. There's just something wrong with the female faces in this game. And it was the same with the newer Dragon Age game as well. It's like they don't. I don't know. It's just fucking weird. They don't look appealing. They just look weird. It's just weird.
I am Shepard, and this is the greatest story in the galaxy.
He looks like a guy that's been through wars and shit, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. But look, what is wrong with her face?
She looks the least bad.
But she's got alien weird eyes and stuff.
Maybe she's an alien.
Yeah, well, she's a hybrid. Freaking
I don't know. It just looks weird to me.
alienist.
Don't know. He looks fine.
Too.
Except he's black. No, I'm joking. Hold on.
I don't know. It just, there's so many, like,
Just bugs you.
yeah. Especially when you see, like, I mean, something wrong with her face. I don't know what it is though. It fucking freaks me out. There's something that's weird and I don't know what it is. And it's not the uncanny valley. It's something else. It just doesn't look right. And there was previews of like the thing, and the animations are shit as well. Look at this top. Let's see. See if I can go through. It's all adverts and shit now. But yeah, it's just fucking weird. Don't know what it is.
I could say that. I could say, like, at least to me, that I noticed is that their faces are pretty square, actually.
Yeah, do you think they're weird?
Yeah, there's something about like that one chick, especially like that first one that you showed me.
Yep. There is something weird about it, eh? It's just, and then there's animations that are like shit as well, seemingly. I don't know. Where is the comparison things of like proper people that know how to do female faces better? I'm trying to find them and I can't find them anymore. It's all adverts for Mass Effect. They're fucking pushing this like fuck, aren't they? And like no one cares. I want to see that bomb so much. It's gonna be funny. Anyway, fuck it. Can't be arsed looking at that anymore. What other thing I've got? Oh yes. So talking about like games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The new. Let's see if I can find it. Yep, that'll do. The new AMD CPUs have basically turned up. Well, not quite, but they'll be here in a few next week-ish to buy. They're up for pre-orders and stuff. So, but they're let's see if I do this. Yes. But if you can see them, they are. Right, the top one, which is the Ryzen 7 1700X with like 8 cores and 16 threads at 3.8 gigahertz.
Mm-hmm.
It can boost to like 4. Well, in fact, I'll start with the bottom one because the bottom one is the best. The top of the line one is the 1800X, and that's 8 cores, 16 threads at 4 gigahertz, and it's 489.98. Now that's about the same as dollars, roughly. I think in dollars it's $499, and the Intel equivalent would be $1,000. So it's half the price, and it also beats it. So, yay! There's going to be a price war in CPUs because, like, it beats Intel's desktop flagship, because you've got server ones as well, but these are like desktop ones. Intel's desktop flagship is about £1,000. I don't know what it is in dollars, but it's about the same. And this one at $500, is faster and half the price. So yeah. The other one, the 1700X, is basically the same, but just a slightly slower. It won't overclock as much and stuff, because they've got this weird thing. Instead of having to overclock them to get the best out of them, basically it all does it automatically for you. So if you've got a cooler that's capable of keeping it cool, it'll overclock itself, which is quite smart. Like, it's a smart way of doing it.
About owning something like that, I'll never be able to afford a good enough motherboard. So.
No, the motherboards are cheap as well. Like
that's not cheap for me. $400 is not cheap.
No, but the motherboards are cheap compared to the Intel equivalents. They're cheap. Like, that's half the price of the Intel equivalent. These are top range desktop fucking CPUs, right? You're talking about like £1,000 on a CPU.
Yeah.
For the Intel equivalent. This one's half the price.
Yep, and then in a year you'll have to update some more. So
no, these are like the flagship ones. They've not brought out there is other ones coming, but they've not brought them out yet. But if we can go by these prices, it's going to be fucking good for everyone, because these ones are already like spanking Intel. There's going to be a price war on CPUs, and it's going to be good for everyone, basically. If you're going to be buying a CPU, like, wait just a wee bit longer. Wait until you see what the prices hit at. AMD's stuff is... What AMD said is their new motherboards are going to be the socket they use for at least 4 years. So they're not doing... Intel usually changes socket every year or so, right? AMD don't. So you could buy a cheaper CPU that fits in the socket and then buy a better one later, and stuff. That's what AMD's saying they're doing. But this has not happened in the computer market since like 2005. Like, there hasn't been a competitor, a real proper competitor this way to Intel since about 2005, I think, which was AMD's 64 stuff. So this is like a big fucking thing, like, in the computer market, like, massive. So if anyone's fucking saving up to buy stuff and they've got the money in their pocket, and if you've not got enough to buy one of these ones, wait until the other ones come out, because they will be cheaper. And I think one is going to be a 6-core and 12 threads, which will be Ryzen 5, and then there's another one which will be a 4-core and 8-thread, which will be a Ryzen 3. So they're all down the board. As soon as these come out, all down the board are going to be competing with Intel, and they're going to be definitely having like some type of fight. The only benchmarks we've got at the moment are for these three, and we know at the price point to get the Intel equivalent is more expensive. Like if you wanted to buy an Intel CPU that would do the same, it's more expensive. Also, they've done some weird trickery pokery or whatever, and seemingly it's better if you're gaming and streaming. It does some type of stuff. So they put it against the Intel equivalents, not by price, but by just like the equivalent. And they noticed that when you're streaming and gaming, so you're gaming and streaming, I think they used they either used Dota or what's League of Legends, one of them, and the Intel one had wee pauses, like wee frame jitters and stuff sometimes, and the AMD one just didn't have any. So I'm not sure exactly how it worked. It maybe be because it's got more threads and it's more efficient at dealing with that shit or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's quite exciting if you're into the computery jiggity pokery. I'm quite excited. I can't afford any of these, right? But it's good to know that Intel are going to get spanked. So it's and it's quite good.
It's good for the consumer, basically.
Oh, it's brilliant! Like, I don't know if you've been hearing, but the top one there is like it beats the Intel's fastest desktop.
You were talking about the mid 2000s. I was thinking back to the mid 1990s.
Yeah, they done it there too with the Avalon.
Yeah, exactly. That was when.
Yep.
Oh, that was the first time I really remember. Like
AMD.
Before that, before. I mean, well, I remember it mostly.
Before that, it was Intel and IBM.
IBM at that time because they're mostly doing the Power PCs.
Yes.
So there you are, right? That was the first time, and I didn't know anything. I mean, I was only started buying PCs because I had enough to buy second-hand ones from a paper round and shit like that, right? So,
the Avalon.
Exciting times.
XP was the one that was out when I was ready to buy a new one because I got the Pentium 3. And then I remember the next one I got was the Avalon XP because that beat them for the equivalent price match type thing. And then after that, it was AMD 64, which was that one. And now they're back.
I think
that was back in 2005. The 64.
The AMD 64 was one of the first 64-bit chips, which is, I believe, that was one of the reasons why the claim to fame is because they got it out before Intel, basically.
Well, Intel and AMD were both working on the 64-bit architecture. Intel had one. The AMD were first, and basically Microsoft went. Well, Intel were doing their one. And Microsoft went, no, fuck that. We're not doing two 64-bit architecture operating systems. You're just going to have to use the way AMD do it. And that's why, if you look up in Windows, it says AMD 64 in the folder.
Nice
because
piece of trivia.
It's their the Intel have to buy it, have to license it to put in their chips.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I did not know that, and I was doing advanced architecture course. That was like 2006.
No, if you go into your
when I was doing the course, I mean that never came up. We were looking at PS3 cells, but I'm just surprised I never heard of that before. That I know what you mean because I have noticed that, and I thought that's a bit odd. I am running Intel, but I never thought anything more about it. So
no, that's why it's AMD's architecture for 64-bit. 32. What it is it's 32-bit and 64-bit. It can do both, and it's something to do with that, which is what Intel was stuck with. Intel couldn't get it out quite. They were stuck with it. AMD got it out first. Microsoft went nope. Basically, Microsoft said no.
No way you could go 64-bit without having to recompile everything, and people obviously that wasn't going to happen. So it's like you've got to have backwards compatibility, because otherwise you're fucked.
Yeah,
right. Unless obviously you're selling to like the server market, you just say, right, well.
Oh yeah, the servers wouldn't care,
right?
Yeah, but the desktop market,
the consumer market, there is no fucking way you could get away with that. People expect their old shit to work.
Yeah, and I think that's how AMD beat Intel to the punch. They got it working first. And
this is, like I say, it's kind of nostalgic for anybody who cares about this shit.
Yeah, and basically, so basically what happened was Intel were like maybe 6 months behind. Microsoft made the decision that we're not making a fucking whole nother operating system just to work on your CPUs as well. You're going to have to go with the AMD shit, basically. So Intel had to license from AMD, but it's not that complicated because AMD licensed from Intel as well. So it's like both of them are paying each other for different fucking licenses and shit. It's weird. But they do that. But this one, it's quite exciting. I find it really exciting because they're beating Intel and they're selling it at half price. Just well done, AMD, man. Well, like, they deserve it because they've not had a decent CPU for like fucking years, man.
You were talking about the gaming stuff. Now, obviously, AMD does own ATI technology, and I do wonder if possibly they have been purposely aiming at that segment of the market because they know, like, who are the people on the consumer market buying all this shit? Well, it's not fucking console players, is it?
No.
It's not. TV manufacturers aren't putting a fucking AMD chip in their fucking smart TVs, right? We're the people buying this shit. So obviously that's what they're aiming at, right? It makes complete and utter sense. I mean, if you're talking about the server market, this you're not. I mean, you don't design things in the same fucking way. You just I mean, obviously you can build your server rack from consumer grade hardware, but I mean, generally that's not what's done, right? So it makes complete sense. That's probably why they're beating Intel. If Intel's trying to be the jack of all trades, and AMD said, well, we'll focus on the gaming market.
See, I think that's what AMD's done. I also think Intel's been sitting on their shit for fucking so long. Like, they've not made anything much since the Core 2 Duo. Like, it's the same. It's a wee bit faster, but it's pretty much like the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like
there's no real innovation. It's just iterative update. Yeah,
they didn't have to. All they were doing is shrinking the die, pretty much, adding wee bits here and there. But apart from that, they've done nothing. And AMD's been sitting doing this, and it's come out. And if I was Intel, I'd be fucking shitting myself. Like, really shitting myself, or have something up my sleeve, which I don't think they do. Like, I mean, how could you compete with something that comes out and it's half the price?
They've got deep
but it's
pockets,
half the price, and it's beating your product. Like,
I know. I mean, as in, what can they do? Well, they've got deep products. They could deep pockets, so they could, like, okay, well, we're going to have to hire fucking loads of engineers, but that doesn't necessarily solve their problem, of course. But
it's too late. Everyone's bought the AMD one. Like, do you know what I mean? If they set,
well, yes, but that being the case, of course, you say, well, basically this generation's lost, but we've got to reposition ourselves for the next generation and make sure we're ahead of AMD there. That would if I was sort of leading the engineering effort, that's probably where I put it. Obviously, it's like, I mean, whose blame is this going to fall on if it really goes badly for Intel? Well, presumably the whoever's the head of development for not, he's going to get a slap in the wrist. So, in fact, at the end of the day, probably the executive officers will perfectly fine with, as you say, just ticking along, not really doing much except for getting lots of cash for every tiny upgrade, right?
Well,
but there you
I
go.
mean,
that's the free market working as it should
they were selling. They were fucking selling CPUs at like £1,000, right? Like these, and then AMD come out and go, here's one for 500, and it beats it.
Can't argue with that.
And what's even more surprising, right? They are AMD's last CPUs, right? The last batch. These ones are 50% faster than AMD's last processors. Like all in. Like the architecture, the way they do things, like the whole thing. They were aiming for 40%. They got 53%.
Well, that's pretty good.
It's fucking amazing. But AMD's latest CPUs weren't great. I mean, they were okay budget things, but for like the enthusiast market, no,
now,
they were at the low end.
Now, clearly, the shoe is on the other foot.
Yes.
As they say.
Not quite, because Intel are still fucking good CPUs. Like they're not. These ones aren't beating Intel as much as what Intel ones were beating AMD's, like by quite a long shot. But that's because AMD's ones were so bad.
Yesterday's newspapers are fish wrappers today, so it doesn't matter what the fact that in the past it was different. I mean, it doesn't make any more difference than the fact that, like as we discussed, the AMD 64 came out first. It doesn't matter if Intel then comes back and makes like every 64-bit chip after that is just destroys AMD until they buy out AMD and they don't have to pay anyone licensing anymore. Right? These are the way things. That's the way things go in business, right?
Yeah, but this isn't licensed. This isn't like the equivalent. This is just like processors.
I was giving an example of the swings and roundabouts of the industry.
Yeah, but it's about fucking time, man, because it's been about 10 years or more. So I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to sit and watch this happen and probably end up getting one, to be fair, at some point. Maybe not like the high-end one, but possibly the mid-range ones. Also, their motherboards that support these CPUs are a lot cheaper than Intel ones as well. So even AMD's high-end chipset motherboards, well, it's not chipsets, well, it is. You know what I mean? Because most of the fucking chipsets on the chip now, but the AMD motherboards are cheaper than Intel equivalents as well. So you've got the motherboard and the CPU is cheaper. Like, and that makes a big difference for definite. They've got 80 motherboard manufacturers turning out motherboards or something in the press conference. They said 80. They've got 19 OEM vendors that build like Dell or whatever, HP, Dell, buying their shit right off the bat. So like in March when these things launch, you will be able to buy a Dell gaming PC with one of these chips in it and a HP one, and like whoever the OEMs are, there's 19 of them. Going up to, in 2 months' time, that will be going up to 200. So they've got 200 OEMs coming out with fucking like gaming PCs using their CPUs. That is massive for AMD. Like they've never had that before, ever. It's usually Intel that does that. Yeah, the PC gaming market is fucking huge, so they're going to be raking it in.
So interesting. Interesting.
That
just,
was
okay,
my news.
just to cut that off. Interesting thing that because I was thinking that this current laptop that I'm using, like it was completely customizable. So like the real low end was an AMD with an ATI built-in graphics processor.
Yep.
So it's interesting where you just sort of bookend it on the how, as you say it now. Is ATI going to be the premium choice for anybody who's serious about this shit?
Yep.
Knowing where they go with the laptop stuff as well, because presumably that's coming as well.
I don't know. I think so. The thing is with these, as far as I know, these high-end CPUs here, they don't have inbuilt graphics.
No, probably not. But I mean,
no, but you know how all the Intel ones do?
Yeah, they do, but they're terrible.
Yeah, but these ones don't at all. Like AMD is completely went, fuck it, we're using this silicon like CPU.
Of course, but what I'm saying
because the gamers are going to buy a fucking graphics card anyway.
Right, but there are other markets they can exploit with this power. Obviously, they're basically saying that the portable market, the laptops and so forth, they're big, right? So if they can provide this as well for manufacturers of laptops, they can say, "Oh, we got this incredibly
but you'd have to include a graphics card as well with these ones."
The point being that it wouldn't be one of these, but the point being they can use the same sort of architecture, and they've already got the ATI technology. So it would be a variant. I'm not saying at all it would be one of these, but it would be a variant.
It'll be the.
It sounds like they can. Basically, what I'm saying, it sounds like they got quite a few options open. I don't know if they're exploring them. This is
They are.
So.
I don't know. I don't know much. These are like they're releasing the top end ones first. We definitely know there's a whole range. We know there's new what they call APUs, which are the ones with the inbuilt graphics, which AMD's always had the best APUs because they've got the better graphics processor on it. Because they're using ATI. Well, they are ATI, but they're using the CGN architecture. So they're better than Intel's equivalent.
Equivalent is garbage. It's that simple.
Whereas the AMD one is built from the graphics cards.
It's a decent one. It's not. Yeah.
If they're going after like gamers with this, anyways, most gamers already have the graphic card that they want. Like
that's what the point is. That's why these are.
I'm really thinking of what I'm really thinking of is like really this is the opening shot, so where are they going to go next? Because
and
that's why I was thinking laptops, because laptops are huge.
Well, with this architecture, this architecture's blown everyone away. No one expected this. Like even the rumors, the rumors were going about, and people were going, I don't believe it. I don't quite think they'll be able to pull this off. And they fucking did. So, it's like it's quite a big industry. Everyone's going, wow. Like, yes, we've seen it come in, but we were sort of like, like take it with a grain of salt, because these benchmarks look a bit fast, but they're not. And they did it, so they pulled it off. So well done, AMD. That's all I've got to say.
You know
Indeed.
what?
Congratulations,
Your internet company has no excuse at this point. Look what they did in a shorter amount of time there with that. You should be getting better internet. You should be getting better internet. Demand it.
Look, they've got the cables in the fucking road. They've got the cabinet. It's there. It's been there for fucking a year. The cabinet's been sitting there for a year. The new cabinet. It's been sitting there for a year, and it's still not wired up yet. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know, because they keep saying like 3 years ago they were like we're installing the cabinet. It didn't happen. A year and a half ago the cabinet went up. And it's still sitting there saying, "Oh, we've not wired your cabinet up yet." Just like, but it's the like I can see it.
Give me
For like a year and a half.
Give me the instruction booklet. I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, no, I think there's a I think the council are stopping them doing it. I've got a theory. I think.
Why would they stop them from doing it?
Because there's massive fucking roadworks going on at the moment. So they're wanting to get that sorted before letting other people do their wee things.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
Because there is a massive bill going on at the moment, like fucking huge, which is a thing. So there's a new crossing going over, and so the traffic's fucking unbelievable. If I left here in the morning to go into town, it would take me 2 hours. If I'm coming back at rush hour, it would take me 2 hours to get home. It's awful. Traffic is fucked. But it's because there's major roadworks. There's major shit happening. So I think it's the council sort of saying, wait until that shit calms down, and then we'll let you get on with what you were doing.
Because they don't want any more disruption, basically. Because it's just going to.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Sense.
I'm not sure. It's a theory. Makes sense. It's probably what's going on. So they're supposed to be finished in March at some point. So hopefully by the start of the summer, maybe I've got proper internets, and that'll be good. Anyway, I need to end the YouTube broadcast. So anyone listening, if you go straight to aerithradio.co.uk, although it says there's no viewers, but anyway, and if you pay, what was it, $1 on Patreon, you will get the show right after it's finished, and I'll upload it, and then you'll get it. So roughly about 2-3 in the morning it'll go up my time, roughly, because sometimes it takes longer. But you'll get it tonight at some point, instead of waiting till Tuesday, when I put it up proper for everyone. And then you'll be able to listen to it. So if you're listening to this after the show, you're not going to be able to listen to the rest of it until Tuesday, unless you pay the Patreon $1, and then you'll get it right away. Yes, that's how it works. And we have who's been on. There was Clearview. Is it Chairview? Chair. Yeah, but I think it's called Chairview YouTube channel.
I like just listening to you screw it up. By the way, it's fun.
He does that a lot. So it's
I'll be right back.
On that
Chairview.
note, I gotta go make dinner, so I will be back. Dinner.
Okay. And him, the other one was DS.
There we go.
Juice,
Right.
yeah.
No, the first one. You got it right.
I know it was. I know.
You got it right.
I got it right last time as well.
Right,
I
fine.
know what it is now. No, I've heard people saying it now, so I know it. It's like when I looked at it, when I was reading it, I didn't know. But now I've heard people say it. It's like, oh, that's how you say it. Okay.
Well, I only told you many fucking times, but whatever.
Yeah, no, but I was annoying you.
You are.
No,
Anyway,
I mean,
yes.
I can't.
I know.
But since you've never been back for a long time, I thought I'd get it right. Anyway, and the co-host was unvarnished, who's away to make food or something. So stop.